From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, October 28th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.65 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,267 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $690. Antiwar.com reports U.S. officials are making clear that they intend to invade Raqqa really soon, with the capital of the Islamic State scheduled to be attacked in the middle of an ongoing offensive against the city of Mosul. But while the Mosul invasion has a coalition of at least sort of friendly factions participating, no such coalition exists for Raqqa. Indeed, the U.S. has insisted that the Kurdish YPG will be the overwhelming majority of the force because they're the only force available in the area with enough fighters to realistically attack the city. Yet Turkey has been outright livid over this and has repeatedly demanded that the Kurds not be allowed anywhere near Raqqa. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan insists his country will be invading Raqqa along with the YPG-held city of Manbij very soon, and while they'll doubtless also do some fighting against the Islamic State on the way, it's pretty clear this is going to include some heavy fighting with the Kurds. That's likely to complicate and potentially outright derail the invasion of Raqqa, as the Kurdish YPG can't fight the Islamic State and Turkey at the same time, and the U.S. seems wholly incapable of keeping Turkey from launching attacks on the Kurds in the middle of the Islamic State operations. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a federal jury on Thursday acquitted Eamon Bundy and 6 others of conspiracy charges stemming from their role in the takeover of a U.S. wildlife center in Oregon earlier this year. Bundy and the others, including his brother and co-defendant Ryan Bundy, cast the 41-day occupation of the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge as a legitimate and patriotic act of civil disobedience. Prosecutors called it a lawless scheme to seize federal property by force. In an emotional climax to the trial in U.S. District Court in Portland, Eamon Bundy's lawyer, Marcus Mumford, was tackled to the floor by U.S. Marshals as he became involved in a heated verbal exchange with the judge over the terms of his client's release. Moments earlier, gasps of astonishment rose from the packed courtroom. Attorneys exchanged looks of excitement with their defendants, then hugged their clients as the not guilty verdicts were read. Family members and supporters of the accused erupted in jubilation. Outside the courtroom, supporters celebrated by shouting hallelujah and reading passages from the U.S. Constitution. One man rode his horse named Lady Liberty in front of the courthouse carrying an American flag. The verdict came hours after a newly reconstituted jury with an alternate seated to replace the one panelist dismissed over questions of bias on Wednesday renewed deliberations in the case. Jurors previously had deliberated for over 3 days. The 12-member panel found the Bundy brothers and their 4 co-defendants, 3 men and a woman, not guilty of the most serious charge, conspiracy to impede federal officers through intimidation, threats, or force. That charge alone carried a maximum penalty of 6 years in prison. The defendants were also unanimously acquitted of illegal possession of firearms in a federal facility and theft of government property, except in the case of Ryan Bundy, for whom jurors were deadlocked on the charge of theft. During the takeover and at trial, the occupiers said they acted out of solidarity with 2 Oregon ranchers they believed were unfairly treated in an arson case and to protest their larger grievances against federal control over millions of acres of public land in the West. More than 24 people in all have been criminally charged in the Malheur occupation, and a second group of defendants is due to stand trial in February. The Bundy brothers still face assault, conspiracy, and other charges stemming from a separate standoff in 2014 at the Nevada ranch of their father, Cliven Bundy. It was not immediately clear how soon any of the 7 defendants from the trial concluded on Thursday would be released. In 2115 New England, there are no borders, no states, and no regulations, yet never has a more peaceful and prosperous place existed. But Mr. Drake's security company has seen better days. Faced with the prospect of waning power, Mr. Drake intends to replace the anarchy of New England with a government. But at what cost? And can anyone stop him? Anarchy in New England by Joe Jarvis is available from Amazon.com and all major bookstores. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.